Hey, taxpayers. So, I recently played in the Sand Sally deck box tournament thing that I don't know the actual name for, but I lost. Wasn't, that special, but I decided to play uh, Vendred because I like Vendred, and Vendred is cool. But also, while I was updating it, because I hadn't touched it on Master Duel since Fiendsmith came out, I found some new combos using the Altergeist package that I think are pretty cool. And unfortunately I didn't get a chance to show off in the tournament, but I want to show off here because every single person I showed it to was like, "Oh my god, this is fucking awesome. This is dope. This is cool as hell." And I was like, "Damn, you're right. This is dope. This is cool as hell. This is awesome. This is fucking awesome." So let me go ahead and once the horse comes off the screen, I'll go ahead and clear space up so you can actually see the cards we're working with, but it'll be pretty cool, I think. Um, so all you need to do this combo is one copy of Meliseek and one card to discard. If you have a 5 card hand, you're gonna get more out of it because there's a lot of filtering in this combo, but that is besides the point. Now that the horse is off screen, let's get to it. So what you do is you normal summon Meliseek, and then you just link off for Anima. This could also be Linkuriboh if you want, but I like Anima more as a breaker. The Linkuriboh coming back never really comes up, so let me go ahead and grab Malwisp, and Malwisp is going to special itself. And when Malwisp summons itself, it takes with it a Meliseek. So now we can go ahead and synchro for Herald of the Arclight, which is pretty cool. I like Herald. Pretty good card. But most importantly, we can link off for Moon of the Closed Heaven, which will trigger the Herald. Now, depending on your hand, you can grab whatever the hell you want, but in the 1 card combo, assuming you have literally nothing, we grab Chalice Slime. Then you can link off for Requiem. And then the Requiem can activate to summon Lacrima. Now the Lacrima will send a copy of Engraver, and then the Engraver will summon itself. A lot of people are tempted to go into Necroquip here, but unfortunately we do have to hold a Necroquip for later in the combo. But we'll talk more about that when we get there. So we'll go ahead and link off for Sequence. And remember, this deck is very fluid. You don't have to adhere to this exact line. Just kind of go off your hand and vibes based and stuff. So we go ahead and we fuse these 3 for Desiree. If you have another body, you can link off the Sequence for like an Appaloosa or something. But here, we're just going to equip from field. And now we're going to use Chalice Slime. We'll discard any card to summon Kandal from deck. And Kandal is going to trigger, which will search for Incantation Inception. Now we can set the Inception and use Desiree to negate the Kandal. And we'll negate the Desiree too, why not? Now I'll get sticking around, because I'm going to fuse off these 2 for a Necroquip Banshee. This will allow us to use the Desiree to shuffle back Sequence and pop our Inception. Now that we have Inception engraved, we can use it to pitch Chalice Slime and summon Talismandra from deck. This adds back the Inception. Now because we triggered the Necroquip as well, we get the Chain Block and draw a card. And that'll be the first card we draw over the course of this combo. And Talismandra is going to go ahead and search us a Ritual Monster. So the Necroquip draws a card, and Talismandra is going to grab us a Slayer. And the reason why I want Slayer is because it has the exact level of Talismandra. So we can go ahead and Ritual away the Talismandra with the Inception to summon Slayer. And now that we've done that, we're in the clear to summon a Cross Sheep, pointing to the Necroquip. Sending the Slayer to grave triggers it, so we can go ahead and add from our deck to our hand, Origin, and send from our deck to the graveyard, Scar. And then Scar is going to trigger, which will search for Vendred Knights. Then we can use the Knights to discard any card and add from our deck to our hand, Battlelord. Now that we have the Battle Lord, we can use Origin to summon it. And we'll go ahead and banish the 2 level 6s from our grave. Depending on, your hand, you'll have better ritual fodder, but in the absolute worst case, you can banish those 2. This also trigger Cross Sheep, which will let us draw 2, and then discard 2. So we'll discard these, just so I stop getting asked. But also, this lets us reborn the Herald of the Arclight, which is very important. If you want to, you can use the Battle Lord to negate, to turn off monsters or something, but it's a little late for that, so I'd rather hold the Origin for the protection. But that's just me. Now we can go ahead and link these 2 off. It's important you link off the Arclight, so it doesn't accidentally floodgate us. And now we can make Moon. Now we go Chainlink 1 Battle Lord, and then Chainlink 2 Arclight. Now here, Arclight is going to trigger to add Ravenous, and Battle Lord is going to add Illusion of Chaos, and send from deck to grave whichever of the materials you want. It can be Revenants, it can be Hound Horde, it can be whatever. Now we'll use Illusion of Chaos to add Magician's Souls, and put itself back on deck. Then the Magician's Souls to summon itself. And we'll go ahead and send Imseti for that. Why not? So now we can go ahead and use the Magician's Souls to draw 2, sending our Vendread Knights and whatever other, whatever other card we want. So that'll draw us 2. And now we can use these 2 to summon Agnumde. Now that we've done that, we can use Ravenous to summon whichever material we want. I'm more preferential to Hound Horde because that's just, it lets me diversify my interactions more, but you can go for Revenants if you want to. Now it's important you don't summon it to Link Point, because otherwise the Agnumde won't be able to trigger the Cross Sheep on our opponent's turn. And then we just pass. Now this doesn't look like a whole lot, it's just a quick effect banish, but during our opponent's turn we can use the Agnumde to summon back Desiree, which will then trigger the Cross Sheep to bring back Herald of the Arclight. And that's pretty cool. So off that 1 card, holy shit, they're gonna de-spell me. What the fuck? Anyways, off that 1 card, just a Meluseek and a discard, we've gotten to our Desiree for 3, Herald of the Arclight for an Omni that searches follow-up, and a quick effect banish that also will search follow-up. Pretty cool, huh? Also, we loaded our graveyard with basically everything we could ever want, and we drew 1 off the Necroquip, 2 off the Cross Sheep, and then 1 to 2 off Magician's Souls, so we filtered a ton of cards out of our hand. We're down to a 36-card deck from 55 at the start. We went through 19 cards there. We were probably finding interaction. I mean, you saw that I found the Ashes. I just discarded them for, just to simplify things. But yeah, that's the combo. It's pretty cool. And, if you have more, you can do more. You can go to, like, Appaloosa, you can make Caesar, you can do, like, SP, stuff like that. Get the Requiem for Lacrima, for Paradise, do whatever the hell you want. But this is the 1-card combo. It's also probably not optimal. Being, like, completely honest, like, as much as I want to pretend it is because I'm Epic and Polygon Gamer and whatnot, this is a line that I whipped up literally 30 minutes ago. So there's definitely room to improve, and definitely places where it can improve. This is just quick proof of concept. Alright, bye.